I can still remember the first time I sat in the street of Sydney about 5 years ago to do some urban sketching, and one of the scenes I really wanted to draw was a fairly steep downhill side street. Now, I couldn't work out why it was so difficult. I couldn't work out why I couldn't get that downhill street to look right. Well, I've had plenty of time to think about it and to consider what's happening since then and a little more understanding of perspective. So let me explain some tips about how we can make downhill streets, or for that matter, uphill streets, a more enjoyable drawing experience, because I know, and I know from the drawings I see, that this is a problem area for many people. And can I say, it's actually a good indicator of how well we observe, how carefully we observe, because in the end, all the answers come down to, as is so often the case when we draw from a reference or from life, careful observation. Now, of course, we're not drawing from the streets of Sydney at this point. We're drawing from the streets of London. Perhaps you recognise this. However, I thought it was a lovely scene with this lovely side street that clearly is going downhill. So how do we capture this sense of downhilledness? The first thing we need to do is to realise that when it comes to perspective, ground level does not follow the perspective rules, guidelines, using my language, fan-shaped pattern at all, unless it's at 180 degrees, unless it's level, it's parallel to all the horizontal lines in the subject. So for instance, if we look here at the front of this building and we look at the horizontal line of the base of the windows, we can see that the ground level is angled down, going down from left to right. So clearly the ground is not parallel, it's not at 180 degrees, and it's not going to fit the same perspective patterns that the rest of the horizontal lines on that front wall face. However, in this case, although this is a 2-point perspective angle, it's a very slight angle because the building is only turned away from us a little on that front wall. And so the vanishing point is going to be right off the page. So it really is a case of drawing what we see, and it's not so difficult because it is almost looking straight on. But for the side street, we can see that the ground also goes downhill in a dip before it levels out quite a lot further along. So how do we capture that feel, and how does perspective work here? What's important is to distinguish first off the difference between the ground level lines and whatever perspective angles the architecture of the building or buildings gives us. Now, if we look at the first bit of the street going up, the side street, we see there are 2 upper windows and 2 long lower windows. If we look at the base of the lower windows, we can see that they line up on a horizontal line clearly. And we can see that the roadway underneath doesn't follow that angle. And if we go a bit further along to the next 3 doors, I think they are, we can see that while they do go to the ground, again, there is a horizontal line in the architecture, where there's no bricks, there's a bit of a concrete facade. And that gives us the perspective angle clearly, when in fact the ground level line is not parallel to that, is not working in with that from a perspective point of view. So what we have to do is what I do is I find the lowest perspective angle line that I can see, because that's going to be just the same as it always is to draw. I need to not go down to ground level, just to draw the perspective angles that I can see. And then I need to reference the ground level line from that. This is a really important point, this next one. And that is, as far as I can see, when we have a street going downhill, the actual line we draw is going to be going, if you like, uphill. By that I simply mean the line is going to be going up above 180 degrees when everything in us intuitively says that it should be going down below 180 degrees because it's a downhill line. So we want to draw a downward sloping line. And this was the confusion I realised after the event when I was sitting in the streets of Sydney trying to draw a downhill side street. I kept wanting to do the line downwards somehow on my paper, and I wasn't making the link when I looked that it actually, relative to a horizontal line of architecture, was going uphill. So that was the problem. But have a look at this section now of the side of the building up close to the cross street. We can see that it goes down, but the level, the drawing line goes up. Now sometimes, in fact, if it's a very steep street, and because according to how far above we are, the higher we are, the more chance, in fact, that it will all be going uphill. Sometimes when we're quite low down or the street is very steep, it might actually dip out of sight. But when it comes back into view, it will be coming uphill. And this is not uphill, but the line will be going up from greater than 180 degrees. So this is where really careful observation is the key thing. We need to disconnect expectations, intuition, and simply look to see what we have here. Now, I decided I'd draw this corner building with a 0.2 and then switch to a 0.1. But I went and forgot that, and you can see I'm still drawing the 0.2, so using the 0.2. So I just do the next bit with that, and then I switch to a lighter pen. Because when we go away with an angle that's as foreshortened as this, it becomes very visually compressed very rapidly as it moves away from us. The line that was a okay line for the closest part simply becomes too thick, and we wouldn't be able to have any gaps between the lines if we use this thicker line. And that means that if we keep using a pen that's too thick for the lines that we need to produce, we're going to end up having them too far apart, and that will impact our ability to draw the foreshortening accurately. So accurate foreshortening is really important. But you can see what I'm doing is I'm getting, the one thing I forgot to say, of course, as always, but this is also particularly useful to do when we have a downhill or an uphill, is to establish eye level. Because remember, eye level is the same across the entire scene. For every object that's in that scene, there is only one eye level. And it was actually quite a straightforward subject to find eye level, because I did early on put a straight line across my drawing. It's just under those three smaller upper windows of that downstairs window section. But you can see it actually happens to line up with the tops of the doorways and the tops of the windows of all the ground floor buildings after the first section. And this brings me to another important thing to pay attention for when we're drawing a downhill or an uphill scene, and that's that the architecture will change. And this again is one of the big problems I see in drawings I look at. There's this assumption somehow that all the windows somehow have to continue to line up, and they don't. Because the ground is dropping or rising, at some point the buildings actually have to stagger. The roof line changes because the ground line is changing. The heights of a row of windows that line up has to change from one building to another, or from a group of buildings to another group of buildings. This is really important to notice, because again, it's the sort of thing that if we look to try and see too much at once before we go and draw, we actually don't remember it accurately enough, or we haven't had the room in our brains to see all the details we need to see, and then we draw what we feel like is there, what we expect to see, which is perhaps lining up all the windows. So it would have been easy that second group of three on the right hand side downstairs, or upstairs for that matter, to have somehow just drawn them lined up on the perspective line with the first lot. They're on higher ground, and so the next building, or that part of that building, I think it's actually a different building, they drop slightly to compensate for the shifting ground level. So these are the details that we need to see. We need to look hard to see when we're drawing. In the end, we're not drawing anything that we can't see. The problem is when what we're seeing doesn't line up with what we expect, and we haven't learnt to look carefully enough. Now, I'm afraid in a moment I had a knock at the door that I had to go and answer, and when I left I turned off the video and I forgot to turn it back on when I came back. But I do actually finish the buildings along the street. It's just the high rise at the back and the street level details at the front. Now, you will notice that I left out that street lamp in the front with the construction zone sign. That's because I really didn't think it added or helped. I think we may as well take advantage of the fact that we can improve on our scene if we want. Now, I have switched to my 0.1mm pen now. Notice that if I don't get the line quite straight, I have no problem putting a straight line in, and that will be far less obvious, that first line corrected with the second line, far less obvious than if I simply left it incorrect. So really important to line up the bottom of windows that line up on the horizontal, or the tops of the windows for that matter, line up with the perspective angle that we need. Now, you'll notice here, and I'm just noticing here, having said all this about careful observation, that in fact I haven't taken my windows up high enough. They go a lot higher than I've drawn them. Now, that's because I hadn't actually blocked in the top of the wall where the gutter is. If I'd done that first, then I would have taken the windows up higher. So this is why I talk about the importance of strategizing when we draw, of working out the best thing to draw next that in the end will help give us the most accurate drawing, or at least the drawing that's closest to the sort of drawing we want. We're not always necessarily after accuracy when we draw. All depends on our style and our intentions for that particular drawing. So I think we're about to pop with the rest of the scene. I think my visitor from Xanadu is about to arrive, if you know your English poetry. So there I am, this downhill street with a nice upwards curve to represent the downhilledness of it. So taking advantage of the fact that there's a darkish wall up the back, and just doing a bit of hatching, both of a wall that crosses the end of the street and of a tree, to create a little contrast and just provide a visual stop to this row of buildings. It's always a bit confronting doing the voiceover and watching my drawing the scene again. I see so many things more clearly of how I could have done it better. Notice those front windows. I had a few, whoops, there it comes. Those front windows, I had a few issues with how wide they were. I had to make a few adjustments on the run, and notice that I go from negative spacing the divides between the panes of glass to positive spacing. G'day, I'm Stephen Travers. Well, how did you find this? Are you game to have a go? I've posted this reference on my channel community page. I think what I should have done, I should have checked the tops and bottoms of the windows and aligned them in a final way, more carefully at the end. That would have been a good strategy, a good process to have. But in the end, what's done is done. So why not have a go? And however it turns out, make sure you have fun. I'll see you next time. Bye.